Ah, buenos dias. Good evening. I wish I'd love, I mean, imagine if I had to get up at 9 o'clock in the morning just to learn Spanish. A half an hour, take a 10-minute break, a half an hour, 3, 4 hours a day, and I learn 2 or 3 things. Oh my God. The more languages I know, the more I can play with the words. Oh, the more the words will have meaning. The more I'll be able to separate the differences between all the words. You hear that noise? It's our life. It's 5 dice. The Mayan calendar had 5 numbers. Can we dice 25,625? There's no 7, 8, or 9, eh? It only goes to 6. How come the Mayan count only goes to 25625 or 5125? Don't know, eh? So what number would you pick? If I had to dice the dice, what number would you pick would fall? Okay, now I'm going to do it on this. I'm going to drop 2 dice. And don't say 74, please. Okay, or 84. There's no 7, 8, or 9. What 2 dice are going to fall into here that you'd really want to fall? Regardless of what I drop, only because you're watching me and you want something better in life, maybe we're going to all get together one day. Just because you're watching me, doesn't matter what 2 dice fall. We still have that connection. You understand? So I drop the dice into this. And what numbers did it come on the side? 6, 4 on one, 2, 6 on the other. Angel and man and beta and man. The top 2 dice. The 45 we can't have in tennis. The 54 love, letter count. 5 and 4 is the 9 bird. 6 and 4 is 10. It is perfect. It's an expression of angel and man. 6 and 6 is 12. We got boxcars and the trains that we'll be driving on all the way back home. Look at the dice, it's still shaking. I was throwing it a while ago. So let's add them all up now. 6 and 4 is 10, and 5 on top is 15. 6 and 4 is 10 on top and 12. 15 and 12. We got 27. The age of the death of all the actors and actresses. Why they pass on at 27. My friends, the beta world of the god is in the age of 27. If they make it, if they're lucky enough to make it, first of all, they were cast here as some sort of tryouts, right? Of some sort of way of moving the angel transmission. And they had to move it through some people, the word of God. And they had to move it through music and TV and radio. The same way the government tries to shove into us what they do, well, God's doing it, and that's how the government knows how to do it. Okay? They're always pumping in goodness. So they give all these actors all this juice, and for these actors to stay connected to the 3 worlds, what do you think it's easy? They don't even know they're in the 3 worlds. They think they're in one world just spacing out into another world. No, it's another world out there and they miss it. That's why they want to go back. Compulsive addictive world, don't you know? There's something hidden in the secret of the pond. And when you go back to it, there's a reason. I mean, picture, what are you going to go out and gamble? You make 1,000 a week. You go out, you try to make 300-400. So it'll cost you 250. To make that back at work, you need to make 400. All that time lost when you can be doing something so much more constructive with that money. Take that money and associate a bunch of us to save the world. You know, if I had to be Prime Minister of Canada, one thing I would do, I'm not quite sure, but definitely the hospitals, they're like first on the list. Living life is first. The homeless and the poor, find the reason for it. Not take 6 and 8 months to figure it out, but maybe just a weekend thought. Maybe just a couple of hours just to nail it all out, you know? Anyways, what I'm going to do is, I took the 6 card, which is not perfect. There's something with the 6 card that's not perfect. Okay, I'm going to show you why. Look, it's the 3 card. Do you understand what happened to the 6? Those clubs are not exactly where they should be, okay? Because when I put it in this way, if it can make the center dot, the 3 dots of the 3 card, that now says 3, creation of man. It wasn't just made like that, the cards. Maybe the manufacturers made it that way. But did they know the real secret on the manufacturing and why everything went where it went? And why there's an 808 on the bicycle card next to the King of the Joker at the end of the deck? And why there's 56 cards actually inside the pack, the wolf pack? 56 in honor of Steve Jobs. 5 times 6 is 30. 11, 6 and 5 is 11, is 41. That's actually around the board when you're playing and you land on Mediterranean for the first time. But in all actuality, when you get 40 and it's light, you're only on boardwalk. Because if you count the position you stand on when you begin Monopoly, let's count it as 1, but when we dice, luxury is on 2, and it's actually on 3, because luxury is in creation. So we can mumbo and jumbo these numbers, and I showed you this, and now I'm going to show you what it does backwards, if you can see it. The 2 joint angels at the top. Take a look. There's a big female celestial being inside, okay, with 2 spades-like arm, and there's a reflection and another one, okay. Then at the bottom, you can see the 2 at the bottom right down here. Look at them fighting in each other. You see what it is? That's here on Earth. Okay, there's a crown on the top of that. They were fighting it out. 2 kids fighting it out. And if you pull it away and leave it like this, it looks like a crown. When you put it back, it looks like 2 kids fighting it out. You have the mother, okay? Can you see her? And up top, you got the 2 angels that are stuck together at the arms. The other one I went on to is, it's really funny, this one. Do I have enough time? Oh my God, I have plenty of time. Can you see this card? Do you see the 8? And down below it, there's a guy, he looks like a pig. And down below it, it looks like a guy who's a student. Looks like a student from school. It says 88W. And then there's a student on the bottom, a carousel. Now that's one of the cards. The other card I wanted to show you is this card here. See, like the happy penguin, the snake, the evil-eyed man. That's what happens when you cut the sides of those cards off. It's easier to see when you're here. There's a lot of things. It all depends on your imagination. Another thing I wanted to say is those 8s you saw, they're islands, okay? They're islands, and I'm not quite sure how it is, but if you don't move, okay, constantly, then a film is going to gather. So God had to spin those somehow, those islands. That's why around our lakes here we have all that goop. So God had to spin those islands, and I mean, just because Spacely's Rockets and Asteroid and Elroy and George of the what? George of the jungle, the monkey on our shoulders. George! Anyways, what's his wife's name? I don't remember. I don't remember his daughters either. So I'm thinking, what can we do at the poles? Can we drill at the poles? Which way do we drill at the poles? It's like we're drilling through the core of an apple. No? And you go from the top where the stem goes in the apple, and you drill right through, you go right to the seed. But if we drill the other way, we can sort of always miss it. I mean, by 10 degrees this way and 10 degrees that way. But once you're in the North Pole, you don't miss the core. What happens if we poke the core? They're up there drilling for oil, aren't they? What are they doing in Montana? What's the speed limit? What's that new highway they opening? Are they going to be trucking it in, but from Vancouver? Is there new oil coming down from Alaska through Vancouver? Is that what it is? Listen, I don't really read that much. Well, get back to this world, yes. So we could be an oiled world, and the core of us, I mean, we don't see it. We don't see how electricity works. You know what I'm saying? All I know is right now, violet, I don't know why I think of, you see, purple is a color of the birth, but violet seems like violence. How do you get violet? Is there more red to get the violet? Too much spirit? Spirit is the owner. He tells you, like the stop sign is red and the red light, He tells you he's the power. Violet comes back to red from pink. How does it come back? It doesn't really matter. You see, what's so strong about purple is it has a very, very closeness to black. Maybe not in your color vocabulary dictionary thesaurus or whatever, but in my world, I will take this time out to have my last cigarette, which is going to be very terrible, but I have to go to the store, but I'm not. You know why I'm not going to the store? Because I'm flat broke. I'm so excited. I'm so excited. If someone comes to the door for any kind of money, I just tell them I'm flat broke. The truth. Hey man, yeah, flat broke. Imagine if everybody was broke. Imagine if no one had any money. Oh my God. What would happen? Oh God. It'd be crazy, eh? Can't pay no one. We don't get paid. We still work in the honor of work because we're going to have to work. We're going to have to make a garden. We're going to have food. Somehow we're going to have to get an animal each, and we're going to have to turn those animals into 100 animals, just like God is turning us to 1 billion people. We are the animals, and we must create one to live. So we kill one cow for us to live. So we kill one cow in the honor of God for our life. Anyways, there was one thing I came up over the holidays. No one can tell me. I said, how come we can't eat the pig? How come we can't eat the pig? And I was thinking about it, and I couldn't figure it out. Then I said to myself, what about the milk and the cow? I says, well, milk and cow, 2 cuds, 4 kitties, 2 4 men. So if you put the 2 together, you knock out the 2 or you knock out the 4 from the 2, man is no more and life is ended. Okay, so you eat them separately. They get a separate count as 2 beta and 4 the angles of beta, which is the angles for a man. But in this scenario, it's not man itself, 2 times 4 and 2 plus 4. Do you follow me? Does anybody follow me? Oh my God. It's September 2014 now, coming up on 5775, the last 3 minutes of this cassette. So I sort of jumped ahead in time a little bit, just in case this cassette is only seen in 3 years. There's a couple of more weeks to go before Rosh Hashanah on October 4th. It's going to be, I think, one of the most fantastic Rosh Hashanahs in the history of all time. Why? What? You want me to roll the dice again? I roll them in my hands. What do you want me to roll? Oh, I dropped one. I'll pick another one up. What do you want me to roll? I have 2 dice. What are they? Hey! 6 and 5 and 6 and 1 and 6 and 4. Man and angel. The egg 15. 6 and 5, angel, man, and spirit. Oh my God. 6 and 4 is 10, 15, 16. The letter P, 1 spirit is 6 man. Wow, what a roll of the dice, eh? You can't get it any better than that. The dice do tell the story, and this story is done. Have a good night. I hope you like the pictures. I did have a lot more. There's so much to cut up, but what are you looking for? What are you looking for? What are you getting into trouble for, eh? This is the myth of Cesar. What is the myth about? Well, I'm trying to write all the things down in the world that people are sort of going over and missing and say, how come he's not here, the Messiah, and how come God's not here, and how come God doesn't promise us anything? And then I find all these clues that God has showed us, and he's been here all the time. But you only, certain times you can't do things, you know, and for our time, the time is up 6,000 years, 5775, and you have to play the game till the end. Just believe in life, believe in him. He is the only creator that he is, and he has created a fantasy world in this world, because there's hundreds of religions, but they all go back to the tentacles of the one God, to the one source. All the tentacles. God had no choice, otherwise it would be disaster, so he let everybody split up. He had no choice. And it also divided the families to eliminate the incest. very important to eliminate.